Top 10 Incredible Facts from European History that will blow your mind. History is full of stories that sound almost too strange to be true. Europe, with its centuries of complex politics, wars, art, and culture, is a treasure trove of such mind-blowing facts. From popes on trial after death to dancing plagues that have people dancing to exhaustion, these incredible stories are packed with surprises. Stick with me until the end, because the number one fact is so unbelievable, it will completely change how you think about European history. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. Ready? Let's dive right in. 10. An army once fought a battle without the king knowing. In 1386, while King Charles VI of France was mentally unfit and believed he was made of glass, the French army went into battle without his leadership, or even his awareness. During his episodes, Charles insisted he would shatter if touched and had special clothes made to protect him. During one such period, his advisors and generals had to carry on military decisions without his consent. It's one of the most bizarre examples of a kingdom functioning under an incapacitated monarch, showing how politics and war often move forward, even when rulers fell apart. 9. Peter the Great taxed beards in Russia. While Peter the Great ruled Russia, he was determined to modernize his country to be more like Western Europe. In 1698, he introduced a beard tax to encourage Russian men to shave and adopt more European styles. Those who wanted to keep their beards had to pay for a token proving they had paid the tax. Some men even sewed fake pockets to hide their tokens and avoid inspection. This odd tax was part of Peter's larger efforts to reform Russian society, but it also shows just how deeply style, tradition, and politics were intertwined. 8. Pope Formos was put on trial after death. One of the strangest and most macabre events in European history happened in 897 AD, when Pope Formos was exhumed and put on trial. Known as the Cadaver Synod, Pope Stephen VI had the deceased Formos' corpse dug up, dressed in papal robes, and propped on a throne to face charges including perjury and illegitimate papacy. The trial ended with Formos' corpse being found guilty, stripped of his vestments, and thrown into the Tiber River. This grotesque event shocked the Christian world and exposed the brutal political power struggles within the Church during the Middle Ages. It's a vivid example of how even death didn't stop political vendettas. 7. Hitler's nephew fought for the US Navy. History is full of twists, and this one is truly unexpected. William Patrick Hitler, the nephew of Adolf Hitler, rejected his uncle's ideology and chose to fight against him during World War II. Born in the United Kingdom, William later moved to the United States, where he enlisted in the U.S. Navy in 1944. After serving honorably, he changed his surname to distance himself from the infamous family name and lived quietly in New York. His story is a rare example of defiance within one of history's most notorious families, showing that even blood ties cannot always dictate loyalty. 6. The Black Death boosted wages. The Black Death, which swept through Europe from 1347 to 1351, killed an estimated 25 to 30 million people, nearly half of Europe's population. It was a catastrophic event that left cities and villages devastated. Yet, amidst this massive tragedy, there was an unexpected economic effect. With so many workers dead, labor became scarce, and survivors found themselves in high demand. Wages rose dramatically, and the rigid feudal system that had bound peasants began to break down. This shift contributed to the rise of a middle class and paved the way for the Renaissance, changing the social and economic landscape of Europe forever. 5. Vikings discovered America before Columbus. Christopher Columbus is often credited with discovering America in 1492, but history tells us that Vikings beat him to it by nearly 500 years. Around the year 1000 AD, Norse explorer Leif Erikson sailed west from Greenland and landed on the shores of what is now Newfoundland, Canada. Archaeological evidence at a site called El Anse Ox Meadows proves Viking presence with remains of houses and tools. This fact has reshaped our understanding of European exploration and reminds us that history can sometimes rewrite the stories we think we know best. 4. The Dancing Plague of 1518. In the summer of 1518, an astonishing event took place in Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire. It started when a woman named Frau Trophy began dancing uncontrollably in the streets. Within days, dozens more joined her, dancing for hours and sometimes days without rest. Some people danced until they collapsed or even died from exhaustion. This bizarre episode, known as the Dancing Plague, baffled doctors and city officials. Modern theories suggest causes ranging from mass hysteria to ergot poisoning, but the truth remains a mystery. It's one of the most surreal and unexplained events in European history. 3. A chicken was tried for witchcraft. Medieval Europe had a complex relationship with superstition and law, but one of the strangest cases happened in 1474 in Basel, Switzerland. A chicken that laid an egg without mating was considered an unnatural phenomenon, possibly linked to witchcraft. Local authorities arrested the chicken and put it on trial as an agent of Satan. The bizarre court case ended with the chicken being found guilty and sentenced to death by burning at the stake. If you've made it this far, stay tuned. The number one fact is even more unbelievable and is still to come. 2. The Leaning Tower of Pisa took 199 years to finish. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is famous worldwide for its unintentional tilt, but the story behind its construction is equally fascinating. Building began in 1173 and stretched over nearly 2 centuries due to wars, funding issues, and the unstable ground causing the tower to lean. Builders tried to compensate by adjusting the upper level's height, creating its famous curve. Despite fears it would collapse, the tower still stands tall today. Its 199-year construction period teaches us patience and how imperfections can sometimes become beloved symbols. 1. The Tree of Versailles was signed in a hall of mirrors. Though it is over, this is one of the most fascinating and ironic facts in European history. The Tree of Versailles, which officially ended World War I in 1919, was signed in the stunning Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles in France. But this wasn't just a luxurious backdrop, it was rich in symbolism. In this very hall, nearly 50 years earlier, the German Empire had been declared after Prussia's victory over France in the Franco-Prussian War. Now the roles were reversed, and the victorious Allies chose this location to mark Germany's defeat. The treaty's harsh terms forced Germany to accept full blame for the war, paid enormous reparations, and surrender territory. Many believe this punitive deal stirred resentment and economic despair in Germany, eventually fueling the rise of Nazism and triggering World War II. This single decision to sign the treaty here created historical ripples that echoed into the next global conflict. It's a striking reminder of how symbolic gestures can shape the future in ways no one anticipates. Isn't it shocking how a place meant to symbolize peace ended up setting the stage for even greater conflict? From armies fighting battles without their king's knowledge to dead popes on trial, Viking voyages, and dancing plagues, European history is packed with astonishing tales that defy belief. These facts remind us that the past is often stranger and more fascinating than fiction. Which fact blew your mind the most? Do you know any other unbelievable stories from European history? Share your thoughts and keep exploring history's incredible surprises. Thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video and hit subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.